Greetings and welcome to another installment of the Life Path Tarot series. Now this is for my Life Path 7s, but you don't need to be a Life Path 7. This could be for anyone who just wants to know a little bit more about tarot and their numerology correspondence. Now I am a coach, intuitive, and numerologist, so I incorporate all these things when it comes to me studying your numerology chart. If you do not know how to figure out your life path number, you can always follow these simple instructions. So if you were born in 1966, you would add 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 6. Add that up till you get a single number, then add that to your birth month and birth day. And if you did all the calculations of your birth date, you should have fell upon the single digit 7, 16, 25, 34, 43, 52, 61, or 70 in order to be considered a life path 7. Now, if you need help figuring out how to find your life path number, all my information is in the description box below. So here we have the tarot cards in question. We start off with the Chariot when it comes to the life path 7. So if you did the calculations and then got the single digit of 7, so you did not get a double digit that needed to be reduced, the Chariot is your card. Then we have the Tower, which is for life path 16/7, the Knight of Wands, which is for life path 25/7, the Eight of Wands for life path 34/7, the Three of Cups for life path 43/7, the Queen of Swords for life path 52/7, the Seven of Swords for life path 61/7, and the Two of Pentacles for life path 70/7. So let's take a deeper look at what is going on with the Chariot card when it comes to tarot. So the Chariot card is all about, well, we have a chariot here, first of all, and a lot of people correlate the Chariot with the Emperor card because the Emperor drives the chariot. But above the charioteer, we have a very starry canopy, and this represents a connection to celestial sources. The card overall is about being receptive to the will of God, the one source, and it is through movement or sound that propels this Emperor forward. It is with the proper speech, the provocation of our word patterns, as this card represents Cancer and Gemini energies, and Gemini is the first air sign. When it comes to the zodiac placements, this movement is about a vibration that acts throughout the universe, and one must also learn to become still and receptive to allow us to listen to our soul within. And the Chariot is a symbolic representation of the soul, directing the body, which is the Chariot, as this charioteer has no reins at all. So he's not directing this chariot physically. He is directing it mentally, as the Sphinx here are symbolic of positive and negative energies, subconscious, conscious mind, masculine, feminine forces, And it is through the will of the Creator that this body can move forward. We also have the waxing and waning moons in his chest plate here on either shoulder. And this is another representation of time and the rhythm and stages of the mind. And it's placed at the shoulders because this is where the zodiac symbol of Gemini rests as well. Now we also have this winged globe here, which you may recognize as being a snitch if you're into Harry Potter. But of course, this is long before Harry, so we will just call this a winged globe, which symbolizes the self-consciousness elevated by our aspirations. We also have this disc with a stick in the middle, which is another representation of positive and negative forces working together. And we have a square on this chest of the Chariot, and fours, of course, in numerology, and four, well, the square being a four-sided shape, has to deal with things being in order and power and control of the four elements and such. We also have this skirt that the Emperor wears, which has 8 panels on it, and 8 is another number representing power and authority and movement. And when you turn it sideways, it's a symbolic representation of the infinity symbol. So things constantly being in balance, moving back and forth, in and out, up, down, left, right, everything working in tandem in order to push yourself forward. It's a picture of having full control over the senses and the body and the mind and higher consciousness and realms, and the purity of our desires and the free will that we can obtain, having complete dominion over ourselves while in the physical body. So that is the Chariot. For life path 16-7, we have the Tower card. And the Tower is a big bolt of lightning hitting what people may be familiar with as the Tower of Babel or Babel. But we have, lightning bolt hitting the crown of the tower, the top of the tower. And it's a clear flash of understanding, this big bolt out of the blue, which brings awareness to our true selves. And it is a reminder that, what the ignorant fear is what frees the enlightened being. The electricity may frighten the primitive, but it is used constructively by the knowledgeable. Lightning also represents the electrical serpent force from within our body or our chakra centers, the Kundalini. And the tower, a house, a building, a home, represents the human body, or another way to say the house of God, as it is a home to our divine spark, our God essence. It's a reference to our confusion or lack of understanding, as the Tower of Babel story is about, people being confused and not being able to understand each other after that big lightning struck, letting us know that we weren't seeing things clearly. And it's about really ideas that aren't true being knocked out of the parts of our mind, and the lightning is supposed to bring proper understanding to that. We have 22 sparks of divine creation, and what they were called at the time were yods, Y-O-D-S. And this is also symbolic to the 22 original letters of the alphabet. So when we receive this flash of illumination through our inner self, it's meant to awaken us to source awareness. Now for Life Path 25-7, we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a knight who is on the go, ready to conquer and conquest the whole land, maybe the whole world. We'll see how far he can go. But this knight is showing how our thoughts can grow, and our passions and desires are what fuel us out to venture into the world. And he has this strong desire to win at all cost. His crusade could be a search for the truth, as his weapon of choice is a wand here, which represents, spiritual power, divine power. And we also have some salamanders on his robe, which are symbolic to the ability to handle this fiery energy. Here we have the Eight of Wands for Life Path 34-7. And this card is action, haste, quick, fast movements, as we have 8 wands moving through the air. Nothing is acting against them. They are free to move over this countryside here. All are guided in the same direction, which is east, towards the light. They aim toward earth and water, with this lower wand here actually touching the earth, which is to symbolize the blending of the 3 parts of the mind and the 4 elements. This representation is a way to say the law of correspondence, which is as above and so below. So it's all about growth in an orderly fashion, and also with divine guidance. For Life Path 43-7, we have the Three of Cups, and this cup, all 3 of them are about celebration, coming together, as 3s are all about expressing yourself. This card is about a celebration of these 3 women working very hard to gather all these fruits and vegetables, and it's all about good fortune as they happily toast each other and dance around everything that they've grown, feeling very accomplished with all their work and the fruits of their literal labor surrounding them. For Life Path 52-7, we have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is Very meditative. This is a no BS and queen, right? This is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And the Queen of Swords sits here on her throne, which is decorated by butterflies. And the butterflies symbolize that metamorphosis process of incarnation, reincarnation. She's been through things, seen some things, did some more things, and seen some more. And she holds this sword of truth as well, the ability to discern between what is truth and what is false. And she also has her left hand extended out into the unknown, out into the universe. And she has her sword, so she's pretty much just saying, you know, bring it on. Whatever it is, come forth. You know, I'm ready, I'm prepared, I'm open for it, but, you know, I still got this sword here. And with that attitude, she sits on this very high up chair with a very strong foundation, as she has had many life experiences, and she draws upon that as the queen. Behind her, we have some clouded skies, but it's more showing that things still need to be revealed to her. But she remains confident in her chair that she can have a brighter future. We also have some waxing and waning moons, which symbolize, you know, changing conditions within the mind. We got some cherubs on the throne, as all the queens are divinely guided. We have these cherub angels, which symbolize that divine protection. And while she is up in the air above everything, where things are pure and uncontaminated by the corruptions of life, there is a single bird in the background. And this symbolizes the queen's chosen solitude, because her wisdom sets her apart. For Life Path 61-7, we have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is a little sneaky individual, but he is not too inconspicuous, I should say. But he is fleeing what seems to be a circus or temporary home, as these tents in the background are not permanent. And it suggests a bit instability within the card, because these are not permanent homes. And this person fleeing is carrying 5 swords and looking back, wondering if he should have taken those other 2 along with him. Another sign of hesitation and partial achievements. So he has gathered just enough, but there may be other things going on with him that he may be concerned about. Now, the last card here in the Life Path 7 series, we have 70/7. And this card is the 2 of Pentacles. It's a juggler, a very clever guy here, going back and forth, using money as his material to juggle with. And it is balancing the material plane between what seems to be like an infinite cycle, as this 8 here symbolizes infinity and the desire to bring balance through a never-ending continuous activity, rather than a struggle and strain in obtaining ambitions. He's, not too worried about, dropping these things. He's very confident in his abilities to do so. Along with the juggler, we must know that it is a ongoing process that it takes to constantly be able to handle our own finances and material wealth. Now, in the background, we have some ships sailing right on the edge of the waves, and it shows that they are also skillfully piloted, because they would have been crashing down on this choppy water we got going on here. So it is a card that shows very prosperous ventures or success when it comes to trading. The juggler has a leather dress, a leather robe, his clothes, which also shows a desire for lasting qualities, and a bit of a will to be dominant over the animal kingdom and all the lower kingdoms. So that is the Two of Pentacles. So all these cards could resonate with you if you are Life Path 7, but specifically those numbers. If you learned anything from that, wonderful. Give it a like, and we will continue with Life Path 8 later on. Thanks again. Take care.